Max, what was the deal that
You got to do the. He didn't know about the. He didn't know about the Hardy Boyz. You know, he didn't know. Adam doesn't know nothing about wrestling. So I got to introduce him.
We got some legends in the house. Well, you sure
Absolutely, Matt and Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boyz, legends in the game, icons across multiple decades, across multiple promotions. One of the most definitive tag teams in wrestling history.
Thank you, and I love how you were throwing up your guns and your V1.
Right, exactly.
He's got his gang signs down.
You guys are competing 2 weeks from tomorrow at the Armory, Thursday, September 4th. You guys pumped to play here in Minneapolis or compete here in Minneapolis?
Oh, I'm super pumped, man. I've heard a lot about the Armory, the big window when you go there for a concert, how it looks. So I'm super pumped for TNA to set up our dimension there and rock and roll.
And it's super cool. This is TNA's first time ever in Minneapolis, in Minnesota. Right. And it's cool. TNA's in this great resurgence currently, so we're going into new markets for the first time ever. And this Armory is the perfect size for us. You know, we put 2,500, 3,000 people in there and jam it out. We're doing a live show on that Thursday on September 4th. September 5th, we're taping more Impact. And there's going to be a lot of cool things going on. Anybody could show up from NXT or WWE. And also the Dudley Boyz are going to do one last dance with the Hardys. And you never know, Team 3D may show up.
Oh, man, that would be so freaking awesome. How did you guys, pull that together? Because I know that's something people have been asking for probably decades now, is for you guys to have one last go at the Dudley Boyz.
Yeah, all I was thinking about in our last, the ladder match we were in, man, and the cable ladder I've been wanting to do for years, since TLC 2, I think.
Which took place at Slammiversary.
We finally got to do that this past Slammiversary. We had no idea that Bully Ray was going to come out there and challenge us. We had no idea, so I was super surprised.
You know what? Everybody thinks everything in pro wrestling is so set up or whatever, and they kept it a legitimate surprise. And I think he wanted to do that too. It was like a last second thing. We win the match. We become TNA World Tag Team Champions for the 4th time. It's our 15th World Tag Team title altogether. And Bully Ray, one of our greatest rivals, comes out and he says, "Bound for Glory, you guys want to do this one more time?" And it will be a last match. And it truly is going to be a last match. It's almost going to be a celebration of our 27-year rivalry that we've had against one another. And I think this match at Bound for Glory is going to be the most emotional match in the history of TNA.
Wow. In the history of TNA, which is an illustrious history. I got to ask you guys, it's not your last match, right? You guys still have a lot you want to accomplish, right?
Oh, yeah, man. We're gonna ride the spiral till it ends, man.
I mean, you mentioned it, all the different tag team titles you guys have won, singles championships you guys have won across multiple promotions. What is out there in terms of accomplishments of things you haven't accomplished yet that you still want to do with your career?
I'll just say this before I forget, but Bully Ray showed up and challenged us, but he left. We didn't see him at all. He just left.
He talked smack and just dipped out.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but with this being our last, I've been calling it the end-most extreme run of the Hardys, because we're getting towards the end of our careers, and I just want to make it as best as it can possibly be, and I feel really good about. I'm about to turn 48 years old.
Oh, happy birthday!
So I'm gonna dedicate my my wrestling year, being 48 years old, to my mother, because she lost her life when she was 48. So I think it's going to be a very special year for the Hardys.
I think too, man. When you talk about titles and us wanting to cement our legacy as one of the greatest tag teams of all time, I still think with this interesting partnership between TNA and WWE now, I would love to see us mix it up and win some WWE tag titles again. There's new versions of WWE tag titles up on the main roster. There's those NXT tag titles. A couple months back, we beat the NXT Tag Team Champions, and we never got a deserved shot at those titles.
Talk about it.
Yeah, we were out there with Fraxi, man, and we beat them 1, 2, 3 in the middle. So we would love to have a shot at those NXT titles too.
Yeah, to be the NXT champions. That's one. That's a good one.
That's a good one. That's one thing. That's one of the few things.
So Jeff and I, we're quickly catching up to them, though. So that's one thing we would like to do. So not only are we the most popular tag team of all time, the most influential tag team of all time, we want to be the most decorated tag team of all time.
Just with in that vein with your careers, what's the if you had to pick one accomplishment that the two of you all have done together, what would that be throughout the scope of your whole career?
Winning the World Tag titles for the first time was pretty special. But overall, man, I think it's when we returned to WrestleMania in 2017, because there was a period in my life, when my second run in TNA, where I didn't think I'd ever be back to WWE. So that was a very special moment, for us to return, especially after this crazy expedition of gold that Matt came up with. And for it to end with us winning the World Tag Team titles at WrestleMania was just so bizarre.
Right.
Yeah, it was amazing. I think another thing that I don't want to understate this, but we actually had larger than life dreams of one day wrestling against one another at WrestleMania. And we were able to pull that off.
Yeah.
At WrestleMania 25, we had an Extreme Rules match, which was a marquee match on that show. Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy, and we got to go out and do that. So we fulfilled both our dreams that we had. We wanted to wrestle each other on a WrestleMania, and we wanted to win the tag team titles at least one time, but we've obviously exceeded that many times over.
Wow.
And that 2017 retirement, that's one of the biggest pops I've ever heard in my entire life, man. That had to have felt, no matter how many times you guys have gotten those cheers from the crowd, that one had to be special, right?
It was magical, man. It really was. And it was even more special because we just got to the venue 30 minutes before we were going to go out. So
Right.
we're there and we're changing real quick because it was a big hush-hush secret. They kept it on the DL. And we literally ran up 3 flights of stairs to get up there to Gorilla, and then we're like out to the ring, and it's our first time seeing the crowd and seeing this massive ramp and the set and everything else. And something we created in TNA wrestling at the time was the whole delete chants with the Broken Matt and Brother Nero stuff, and the whole venue's delete, delete, delete. Tens of thousands of people are doing that, and it was truly flattering, man.
I went to the side of the ramp to do this little juke dance. And I did, and it was like 20 feet down. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy out here in the sea of humanity.
Now, we've mostly been focusing on you guys' careers together, but obviously you both have illustrious and storied careers as singles wrestlers. But I think initially, right, it wasn't you guys' choice to kind of be separated. Like, what was that period of time like when you guys were initially separated and had to find your way as singles wrestlers?
Yeah, I think Vince wanted to separate us earlier because he saw the popularity of the team, and he's like, okay, well, I have two popular guys in a tag team. If I can separate them, I can have 2 popular main event stars, and that's kind of like his goal. That always was his mindset. But I don't think we were ready. We had much more left to do as tag team wrestlers. Once we were ready, and I started doing Matt Hardy version 1, the Sensei of Mattitude, and that was cool. I felt pretty good about that. And the time I think we were the most comfortable, which is probably the time I'm the most hated for, is whenever I betrayed Jeff at the Royal Rumble with the chair shot, and I was the one that, they wrote in that I ran him off the road. I tried to blow him up at a pyro accident. I burnt down his house. I even told Vince, I said, burning down the house might be a little much. I think we may be jumping the shark with that. But he said, no, let's just roll with it. Trust me. I'm telling stories, pal.
You reminded me of something.
That's a great Vince.
You reminded me of something, too, when we first went our singles ways. I used to cut off our kickwear pants to wear shorts in the ring. It never felt right, and I didn't roll with it, but we have reconnected with Kickwear, the people that make our pants, and they're making shorts now. So that I really got excited about seeing Matt wear these Kickwear shorts on the way out here, and I was like, oh my God, maybe that's one of my new things, to wear the wife beater and the shorts and some cool boots and cool knee pads. So yeah, super excited about that.
Yeah, it's crazy. The pants we made famous in 1999, they're back.
They're back?
They just
They're
started
fully-
reproducing them right now. The micro suedes.
Oh,
Kickwear
really?
Making them, yeah.
You guys were low-key fashion icons.
It's
people are
crazy,
dressed the way that you guys
yeah.
dressed coming out to the ring back in the 90s, early 2000s. That's how people dress on the street now.
They really would. And also, too, Jeff, also with those arm sleeves, too, that he would make out of pantyhose, man. It was wild.
It's trouser socks. Bro.
Trouser socks. Sorry. Let me correct the terminology.
Women's trouser socks.
Can you all talk about speaking of that, your entrance into the ring? Max is a much more decorated wrestling fan than I am, but even I know these iconic entrances that people have. Can you talk about the artistry that kind of goes into creating that?
Yeah, I just think once you finally get an idea of who you are as a character, and I think if you can be authentic with who you really are, people will buy into it and they'll believe it a lot more, And something we've also been very good about is changing as the times go, into different characters, reinventing ourselves and whatever else. But now, I mean, the classic Hardy Boyz, almost like how retro is cool now, we've been real cool. We're on this crazy white-hot run. We'll come out, we'll throw up guns, I'll hit them with a V1, and then I'll start deleting, which became a big thing with Broken Matt, and Jeff hits that juke, and then that kind of sets the pace, and the audience is on fire from that point on. Then we go down the ring, we do our thing, and then we just make our magic, man.
I love that.
Yeah, my first run in TNA, I used the black light paint, the glow paint. And I used to come out and I would just do it all messy, and I would be glowing like crazy. But we recently teamed with this the future of pro wrestling, this guy named Leon Slater.
Oh, he's the man.
Incredible, man.
Yeah.
And
He's great.
He's a teenager too, isn't he?
Yeah,
20.
he just
That's
turned 20,
unbelievable,
I believe,
man.
and he is so talented. But man, I came out, I just went crazy when it put it all over me, and I was glowing like nuts, like crazy. And they were glowing a little bit, but man, next time I want to do that black light entrance, and it's going to be insanely cool.
That would be sweet, man. And I gotta ask you guys, speaking of changing with the times, how do you guys feel about kind of the modern evolution of wrestling fandom? Because when I was a kid, I don't know. a damn thing that was happening backstage. There was no dirt sheets. There was nothing like that. You just showed up to the show and you enjoyed it. But now there's all these different rumor mills. There's documentaries like the WWE Unreal one that came out on Netflix. Like there's way more of a peek behind the curtain. And Matt, even on your YouTube, you bring people behind the curtain a little bit. Like, so how do you guys how does that affect you guys as wrestlers? Like the evolution of the modern fandom?
I mean, it's just always a changing and evolving game. It's funny. Some of the people that think they're the most diehard, smart, intelligent wrestling fans, they're the ones that are the easiest to work,
Right.
and throw them off when they think they know what is going on behind the curtain because they're the specialist and whatnot. So it's always great. Even the Unreal series, they did stuff where they can implement different ideas and they can almost retcon things. You know what I mean? So it's kind of the constant change of the game, and that's how pro wrestling is. The wiser folks get and the more information that is accessible across the internet, then the more they think they're going to know, and kind of the more you can use that to your advantage to lead them in a certain direction. And it kind of all plays hand in hand.
Yeah, I'm still so confused with social media. I mean, I don't know what to believe these days. It's really tough to. But Matt and Shane Helms, they were so ahead of the game whenever Twitter and Facebook, all that stuff came out. I didn't understand how big it would be, but they were on top of it from the get-go.
Speaking of social media, Jeff, I don't know if you've seen going around social media, especially over the last couple of years, that people always highlight the special connection that you have with black wrestling fans. It's like an ongoing joke, but it's not a joke. Like literally every black wrestling fan I know grew up loving Jeff Hardy and still loves Jeff Hardy to this day. So it's like, is this something that you're aware of? And can you kind of, I don't know. I don't think anybody's been able to explain it. Do you have any idea why you connected so much with brothers like me?
Yeah, when I first started writing rap songs, man, this was back in '92ish or something, like when Vanilla Ice was like real big. I started writing rap songs. One of my songs, one of the lyrics was, "I'm white as snow, but black in the soul." And I'm just so honored to be the only white man in the Wally Mania.
Wally Mania, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
that's
right.
right. That's right.
Yeah, and I was so honored.
That's so
man.
cool.
And anytime people invite me to the cookout, I'm just stoked.
It was so great. There's a buddy of ours. His name's Marty Garner. He would go underneath the name of Champagne, first name Sham, last name Payne. And he said, man, I love the fact that you guys are like into rap so much and stuff. I do a little rapping myself. Man, would you come be my backup singer in this rap? And then Jeff, you can dance, right? And you dance. and we went to a place in Sanford, North Carolina, which is about 20 minutes from us. And we went in there and we were performing. We were the only three white people in the entire building. But we went out there and killed it. We won the crowd over. It was so great. Jeff's up there just breaking it down. It's still an amazing video to watch.
It is.
Well, you guys are always, both of you guys are invited to the cookout forever if it's up to me.
Absolutely.
My man.
And invited back here to the afternoon shift anytime.
Thank you so much,
we appreciate you all.
I wish we could have you guys on for the whole freaking show. I have
Yeah,
a million
man,
more.
yeah.
I don't even think I asked any of the questions I had written down.
I could dog shop all day long with
2
you.
weeks from this Thursday, we're going to be live, man. So if you make a mistake, it's going to be seen. That makes it so more exciting.
Yeah.
Be out there in live TV, man. It's going to be great.
And also with this partnership, you never know who might pop up from WWE. Anything can happen.
Super excited, man. I can't wait. So tell the people one more time where they can see you coming up here in a couple weeks.
You will be able to catch us here at the Minneapolis Armory on September the 4th. TNA is going to be presenting a live edition of TNA Impact. And then TNA Wrestling, we're going to be recording Impact for the next few weeks on September the 5th.
Awesome, man.
We're going to film the future.
Can't wait. I was trying to stay in the back so I don't block nobody's view.